Welcome to the Story Tinker podcast, a place for in-depth analysis of stories, mainly from Webtoon. Co-hosted by sharp, witty, and dare I say, thirsty fans, we dive deep in every episode, analyzing character struggles, relationship development, and of course, theories. We also interview people working in creative industries. You can follow the Story Tinker on YouTube, podcast platforms, and social media. For bonus content, sneak peeks, and more, you can support the Story Tinker on Patreon. We're really appreciative of your likes, subscribes, follows, comments, and ratings on all platforms. Thanks for listening to the Story Tinker, and let's get started.
Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 96 of Midnight Poppyland. And today we are with Emily and Lily.
Hello. Hi everyone.
Yeah, I'm happy you're back. All right, so Emily, take it away.
Yes. So episode 96. It starts with a panel of this little beachside village town, and we're getting Poppy's thoughts.
She's very lucky that she keeps being next to water.
I know, she keeps being sent to very idyllic places, at least, even if it's not what she wants.
Makes me think that Naren is kind of peninsula.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I would love a map.
I always think that Naren is just like Singapore.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good comparison, I think.
Because it's like the city and the city state, and it's very multicultural,
Right.
but Asian influence.
Mm-hmm. I would love for someone to make a map of Naren if anyone's listening.
Anybody listening? People out there make Sims rooms of Poppy's rooms.
Mm-hmm. If there are any cartographers out there who are MPL fans, we would like a map, please. And so we're getting Poppy's thoughts. She says, by evening, we arrived at a scenic little beachside town called Felicia Bay. And did anyone think of the meme from a few years ago from the 90s movie by Felicia?
Yes.
Yes, I thought of that too.
I don't know if that's what Lily is doing, but I thought the joke is there.
So it's funny because I have a friend who always uses it, and then when they ask him where's the phrase from, he's like, I don't know, people just use it, so I use it.
It's from a movie from the 90s, but I'm blanking on the name right now.
Movie, and then it just had a resurgence, but I don't know. I don't really know where it's from.
And so we're getting more glimpses of Felicia Bay, and it's very scenic and idyllic little village. And then we get a panel of the van, and Quincy says, and I said, no, I prefer it that way. And then he goes into, and then he said, what about this instead? And I said, God, no, that's so boring, but bless you for trying.
Oh my gosh, Quincy has
Southern at heart. That's what we say down here. Bless you.
Bless your heart.
Bless you for trying.
He has no shame at all. And
no, absolutely.
They don't seem very interested. They're both turned away, they're spaced out, and he's just going on and on and on, telling them intimate details of his life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the man writes smut for a living. Tora has had his fill.
I know. I would love a side little comic on Quincy's sexcapades.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Secret Garden, but Quincy edition.
But Quincy's adventures. Yeah, exactly.
I would die.
Quincy seems very open-minded to he'll try anything once.
He's very open-minded.
Yeah, I'm into it.
That would be so fun.
But you can definitely tell Quincy is trying to fill this uncomfortable silence because Poppy is kind of gloomy and moody in the back with her earphones on. And Tora is not saying anything either. And Poppy's obviously kind of, zoning out the other two men in the car. And then Quincy continues.
Tora is definitely feeling like he's in the doghouse.
Oh, absolutely.
He is.
Mm-hmm. And Quincy keeps talking and says, and then he asked if I wanted to use this toy he got from Tokyo last week.
Mm-hmm. Of course, like we said, he tries everything.
I would love to have a glass of wine with Quincy. I think he'd be so much fun to talk to. And then Tora says, shut the F up, Quinston. Nobody in this car gives a shit about your sex life. And Quincy says, oh, come on. I know at least one person who doesn't mind listening. Right, Miss Editor. And he turns back to Poppy. And Poppy says, huh? So I don't think she was really I mean, she wasn't paying attention to Quincy at all, with her earphones in. And I took that to mean, yeah, like she doesn't really know what Quincy was referring to. But then in the next panel, when she takes her earphones out and she says, please go right ahead. It feels almost like a very whatever mood, like, yeah, sure, keep talking, even though I wasn't really listening to it.
She was not listening at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's like not going to be offend his feelings, right? She's going to try to like be like, yeah, sure, of course I want to hear what you have to say.
And even in the panel when she says, I just wanted to say like that lighting is it's so dramatic, but it's even like, I don't know, like showing like Quincy is like this ray of sunshine almost, like the sun is hitting Quincy and it's also hitting Poppy a little bit. But then Tora driving, he's just more, he's in the shadows, he's being ignored, like he is not in this van conversation at all.
And he's doom and gloom, like he's feeling very
much in the doghouse. Yeah,
absolutely. And so then after Poppy says, please go right ahead, then we immediately get a Tora like grip. Tora is gripping that wheel.
Why do we think he's gripping the wheel?
I think he's just, expressing his frustration and stressing out, like at being upset, probably angry at himself, angry at the way things turned out, angry that, that Poppy's mad at him and feeling upset about it.
Do you think that he's angry because Poppy's basically saying like, yeah, go ahead, talk about your sex life, like she's interested?
I think that could be part of it.
Oh, interesting. I don't think so, because I think Tora recognizes that she's not really that like if he was actually listening, he would realize that she wasn't really actually listening and she was just being polite. But I mean, I guess theoretically he could be jealous if he's not, like sometimes when your feelings take over your rationale, you'll get jealous even though it's not rational to be so.
Well, I think he's just jealous that Poppy is talking to Quincy and not him, right?
Yeah.
The only people have dialogue right now.
Yeah, I don't think Tora knows she was listening to music and not listening previously to Quincy. So all he hears is her talking to Quincy and not him.
Like, yes, please go ahead and keep talking about your sex life, your sex toys, and all the good things.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, and so he is, gripping that wheel really hard. I mean, it feels very tense in this moment right now. Like you can almost like cut the tension, I think, in this van with like a knife or something. Okay, and then we go into a close-up of Tora. What do you think like is going through his mind in this image?
All I can look at this photo is just how well he's blended the concealer to cover his clan tattoo.
Concealer is really hard to find too. It's really hard to find your shade, and he does it well.
He does it so well. I mean, I think he completely understands why Poppy's mad at him. I think he's just thinking, I don't even think he knows what he's gonna do next. I think he's just trying to wait it out.
Yeah.
Let Poppy just have her time, have her moment.
He might even be thinking, like, why didn't I grab the notebook away from her? Why did I get her involved in this mess? Like, why did I have to get her involved in the mafia? Like, this is just so unnecessary. If I would have just not.
He's probably having one of those moments. Like everybody's had one of those moments where you sit there and go, "How the heck did I get here with my life?"
Yeah.
How did this happen? And I think Tora's having that right now.
I know, like even though he's not saying anything, I feel like you can almost hear himself like beating himself up inside, of like where they are at this moment.
Oh, absolutely. He's tearing himself to shreds on the inside. I think he's really beating himself up.
And like I do think Tora has tried his best so far, since he first met Poppy. But I think he's definitely emotionally flailing right now. Like he's never been in this sort of situation before where now he has to protect someone he cares about and has feelings for. So I don't know, to me he's like kind of flailing almost.
Well, he's beating himself up because he dragged it out. Like he was supposed to tell her the truth weeks ago, but then he was so deliriously happy being with her and just enjoying being like a normal guy pretending that he's not a mafia guy and being the, you know, the cutest chick he's ever seen that he says all the time. And I think like I mean, it's totally understandable. He just kept wanting to postpone the inevitable, but he dug his own grave that way. So he's paying the consequences. So I think he's just going in his mind like, man, I should have told her sooner. But I mean, would Poppy have just up and dumped, like, air quotes, dumped him, ran, never talked to him again if he had said something one weekend? Like, I don't know if she would have stuck around.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I think too, he's probably thinking, I mean, Moonbright was just a week ago, and that's where Poppy said she is starting to trust him, you know? And I think, like, I always go back to Moonbright, especially the Moonbright arc, especially like with these recent episodes where, you know, they're very distant. Because if Moonbright was almost, you know, like the peak in their relationship building, like they're all the way down the hill now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I happen to appreciate that a lot, because a lot of stories, whether it's books or webtoons or movies, they, you know, the arc is like you go up, maybe you have some troubles, and then you find the love, and that's it.
And it stays there. Yeah.
It ends at the peak a lot of times.
Yeah.
And a lot of
life. I mean, like, real life does not. I've been married for 12 years. Like, obviously there was a massive high when I met my husband and fell in love, and then it's like a lot of ups and downs throughout the years.
Absolutely.
I think it's fantastic.
No, 100%. And that's why we love Lily's work, because it's so, even though the story isn't super realistic as in day to day, but just her characters and the dialogue and the relationships are very realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, and then continuing on in Poppy's thoughts. So now we're getting entering sort of a flashback, I think, to during their journey to Felicia Bay. Poppy says, according to Quincy, which of course is according to Quincy, she's not talking to Tora. So of course, everything she's learning right now is from Quincy.
We're getting no information from Tora.
no
Tora is the silent chauffeur.
Right now, exactly. She says, according to Quincy, Felicia Bay is a clan neutral town, so it's safe enough for me to hide in for now. And apparently so is Moonbright, which might be why I'd heard so little about clans growing up there. He explained briefly that clan neutrality is a time-honored agreement upheld by all clans in Naren. And so now we're getting the flashback of their stopping for gas during their journey. And she keeps talking about what Quincy told her. And it was first established in ancient times between one of the kings of Naren and the ruling members of cities, towns, and all other establishments in the country. And then there's a brief author note that Naren is a country, not to be confused with Naren City, which is the largest city in the country of Naren.
So who thinks the ancient king is Ulan?
That's what I thought.
Absolutely, yes.
Instantaneously, that was my thought. Also, can we talk about the fact that Moonbright is clan neutral?
That's why somebody from Poppy's family moved there.
I think they're hiding out there. Absolutely. 100%.
I know, it made me think of, you know, what the secret Granny has that she's keeping from Poppy. And now we know that Moonbright is clan neutral. And I mean, even then, like, they also had switched their addresses. So it's not even, her real address isn't even in the system. So they're almost like,
also Granny is like super off the grid. She's like, oh, we don't really have electricity. We don't really have like,
I'll boil some water for you.
Yeah, like we can't have an electric bill, because if we have a real electric bill, the clan interest.
Interesting. Maybe there's no internet there either. Huh.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe not.
They even have Wi-Fi.
They have an internet cafe. The Moonbright internet cafe.
They have dial-up. It takes 30 minutes to log in.
It's the early 90s in Moonbright. Forever.
And so in the panel, we can see Poppy grab some coffee. She's looking at the van where presumably Tora is, you know, hidden off to the side. And she continues, in basic terms, it states that clans are forbidden from running their clan operations in places that are clan neutral within the country. And if caught, those who break the agreement are severely punished, whether they're a clan member or a clan leader, although I'm not sure by whom.
Yeah, right.
That was very ominous.
Who is whom?
Who is whom?
I feel
It's
like
someone-
it's emphasized. I feel like it's important, you know?
Mhm.
Well, I didn't pick it up the first read through. I picked it up the second read through. It's like, wait a second, there's somebody who's above all the
Yeah,
Man.
someone above Vincent, above all of the other clan leaders.
Poppy's mom.
Maybe what's her name? Goa.
Oh,
maybe
maybe like
it's-
Goa's
maybe it's Goa's mom.
the matriarch.
Maybe. Mm.
I mean, everybody's scared of her, so maybe it's her. But I don't know. Is there like a clan leader that's above all other
Right.
But
clans?
above everyone else. Yeah, I feel like that was such like a huge plot dump right here. That's like who's above Vincent or who's above.
I
all
just
these
feel
other-
like it's somebody related to Poppy. I have this gut feeling.
I could if it's her mom. Yeah, I could see that.
Or her grandma. I mean, I don't know.
Granny.
Granny is sus.
And then we go to Poppy and Quincy, and Poppy's kind of kneeling on the ground, and Quincy has his foldable, brought his foldable director chair out again.
He is such a, what's the word? He's so bougie. Like he's like, well, I can't possibly sit on the floor.
I can't pause or stand. God
can't
forbid.
sit or
I
walk
stand
around.
for
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, he always has a chair at his disposal, just like, you know, the clan royalty that he is.
Oh, he's so funny. Such a funny guy.
He just carries it with him.
You know, that's a designer chair.
Oh, it totally is.
Absolutely a designer chair.
And then the panels start to go dark. And Poppy has sort of like a look of realization on her face. And she says, wait a minute. Whatever Tora is doing now at Felicia Bay, is it considered clan operations too?
Also, can I just point out, like totally frivolously, that Quincy has got amazing forearms.
Oh my God.
Oh, he does.
Incredible. And his legs.
You know?
The man is not small.
Mhm.
And then we get a very serious close-up of Quincy's face where he kind of goes into, you know, serious mafia Quincy mode. And he basically confirms her thoughts. He says, yeah, it is. That's why he has his clan emblem fully concealed, which may be a punishable offense too, by the way.
And it's crazy how like everything got so dark. I mean, it's literally just became pitch black.
I know, it looks like it went sudden nighttime.
Mhm. I know, it's very ominous for, you know, the future of Tora's safety, I guess.
Mm.
And he continues saying, although this one's more of a Balthuman clan rule rather than a general one. And Poppy, you know, she looks pretty freaked out. She has like a bead of sweat down her face. And she says, what? And she kind of stutters. And then Quincy goes into, yeah, you wouldn't guess it, but our dear caveman knows more about different concealer types than the average vein pot. Poppy says, that's not what I meant, Quincy. He's like, oh, so you were more concerned about the serious stuff than the, you know, the concealer.
So, I mean, we were talking about purple hyacinth before, and there's a
Why do our hot assassins have such great makeup skills?
right?
I know. I need those skills. Like, where did they learn them from? It's hard to find concealer that matches your shade.
Really difficult. It's almost always too white and too yellow,
Mhm.
or it's too dark. There's a really hard in between.
Or too like pasty, like the texture is too pasty
Yeah.
or something.
These
or
guys
like,
know how to contour. Clearly, I don't even know how to contour.
Nice.
they can start a side makeup business.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Tora and Kieran.
They could have their own makeup channel.
Oh
On
my
YouTube.
gosh.
For
If you
sure.
have, you guys watch if you read True Beauty, the main character has a makeup channel. She's
Oh,
they could totally have a cameo where she features.
That would be the clip
Where they're just watching.
Oh, that'd be the cutest.
I would love to see Tora and Kieran like trying to watch YouTube makeup videos. That would be incredible. And Quincy says, oh, well, don't worry. That handsome son of a gun will survive, as he always has. So relax. He's got this. And Poppy's like, okay. And then she thinks to herself, but what do his looks have to do with any of this?
Everything. His looks have to do with everything all the time.
That is, by the way, true. People with beauty do get away with things a lot. So
Mhm. And I was wondering, maybe people have talked about this before, but what do we think the tone of Quincy's voice sounds like when he always ends his sentences with heart emoji?
I imagine Quincy having this very like sing-songy voice. He's like, "Oh, Senator, don't worry, everything will be okay."
That's what I was imagining too.
Our dear Neanderthal, who knows, he's fine. Hearts.
I mean, this one is even like a double heart emoji, so
It is a double heart. Quincy's no single heart.
Right.
yeah. Quincy's a double texter and a double emoji user. And then it goes, in the meantime, ... Tora is sulking in a corner of his doghouse, touching grass and kicking rocks as he ought to be doing.
Cursing away. Poor guy.
I know. Poor guy.
I mean, he definitely messed up. But I think like a strong point of Lily's storytelling is that you can have empathy for all of the characters, you know, even when they make decisions or, you know, mistakes you don't agree with. So I'm like, Tora, I feel bad for you, even though you majorly messed up.
I know, sweet baby.
Okay, and then I think that's where my section ended.
Oh, okay. Am I the next one?
Yep.
Okay, so we just ended at the gas station and it fades out and we're seeing, it looks like it's starting to be sunset in Felicia Bay. There's a beautiful, you know, skyline over the ocean. The sun looks like it's setting. And then we see Poppy, she's texting, and then we see a text bubble basically, and it's to Erdene. Hey, Deanie, we're almost there. So far, so good. But if you don't hear from me in a week's time, then you'll have to forward the address to Danny and Belle. So what do you guys think about her text to Erdene? Like she's only communicating with her, it seems like she's not updating.
Like her family yet,
Danny
maybe.
Belle.
I think she doesn't worry them. But the weird, so I think that's why, you know, because he already knows about the mafia stuff, right? So she doesn't have to like, you know, concern her family, like, why am I moving? Why am I somewhere else? But it's like a week is a long time.
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking. And also it just, I mean, just the text, that part sounded a little ominous to me.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't you?
But like, if you don't hear from me in a week, like I'm dead or something. I mean, it just
help.
Yeah, please help. Forward the address. Come check on me. It just sounded really ominous. So we scroll down and Poppy's looking down at her phone. She's looking pretty worried and she goes, at least everything makes sense now. And then we see a flashback, presumably of when Poppy was in the office and Gil was like right behind her and you see all the beads of sweat on her face and she goes, why Gil's been giving off such creepy vibes. And then I love this panel of Poppy. She looks so cute. Just sigh. She looks like
big eyes.
I know, they're big Poppy eyes. And then we see a flashback of Erdene and Jacob and it says, why Jacob's been a little stiff and distant and Erdene's been hovering and checking on me at random throughout the week. So she finally understands now why they were acting so weird. And she's in the van looking out through the window and we scroll down. Oh, I love this panel. And that look on Tora's face, like he was literally bracing himself to jump off of a plane. And
still didn't do it.
Yeah.
Only.
We love Tora and those little shorts. Poor guy. And then she goes, which might be the more appealing option to him at the moment. Yeah, I think Tora would definitely rather jump off a plane than be where he is right now. Help poor Poppy everything.
But you know, it's great that Poppy is really like kind of sympathetic to Tora, as much as she's still, you know.
And that's the great thing about Poppy. Like she's mad and she knows why she's mad, but she's understanding of his point of view too.
Yeah.
She's just not saying, oh, screw him, F him. You know, just she's understanding of it, which is really sweet. And that's why we love Poppy. And then we continue on. We see another panel of the town. It looks very like old school. I don't know how to describe the buildings. It looks very like quaint, almost
little,
like
Middle Agey Shakespearean.
Yeah, but it does. Yeah,
a typical like historic like seaside town.
Yeah, like a very historic seaside town. And then she's looking out the window again and she's thinking, to be fair, I know he's tried, but the timing must have always been off, or he was always interrupted by this or that. And we see him driving, and presumably Quincy is droning on about his sex life again.
And the toy from Tokyo.
Nobody's listening to him. Tora is not listening. You can see Tora, he's totally zoning out too. Also, we need to appreciate the undercut at least once in this.
Oh, I am a fan of the undercut.
Okay, so the secret garden where this originally came from with the undercut, I did not like it. I did not like it. I was like, ugh, this is my least favorite secret garden ever. So once I saw that panel in the webtoon where she released
canon,
I was converted 100%. I'm an undercut convert. I love it. I love his fresh new do.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
I'm for it.
It's hard to ruin him, really. Like,
it's really difficult. I mean, the man could shave his head; he would be just fine. I'd be sad.
That would be interesting.
Right? Could you imagine like a totally buzz cut Tora, like all his beautiful locks gone?
Yeah, that would be like that would be the plot twist. No one saw, like no one.
Oh my god! Right?
It really shaves his head.
That would be. I don't think we're ready for that. We're not ready for that, Emily. Okay, we continue on, and she thinks, but I get it. I'm a chronic procrastinator too. Just his luck, I guess. So yeah, she's sympathizing with him. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, maybe if she was in his shoes, she would have done the same thing, honestly. So you see the van, it's continuing throughout the town, and the town just looks desolate. I mean, it's almost eerie how quiet this town is. You don't see anybody. You don't even see lights on any buildings.
Maybe it's sort of like a resort town, even if it's like that.
Yeah, maybe it's like low season in a resort town. That's a good.
Totally just had no patience to illustrate people.
That too.
So like you don't see any other cars. It's just, yeah. And so you continue on and you get that beautiful view of the city with the skyline again.
It's gorgeous, by the way.
It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I'm like, take me there. I want to go be 5 years. And then you scroll down for a little bit, and then we get this adorable face of Poppy going gape, and she's just jaw dropped. She's just, and it says gape again, and she's walking around, and it's this huge compound. It's this oriental style. Like, I don't even know what I don't know how to describe that type of architecture other than it like looks like what's in K-dramas and animes and all the stuff.
Right, like more like Asian influence.
Like the historical large compounds, and she's just going, and this is the third gape. This is where I'll be staying for the next few weeks. And yeah, it's this beautiful kind of Japanese-esque style house with the gardens and the little like stone lanterns.
About her comment of like the next few weeks. Is Tora expecting himself
like
to, like, yeah, I don't know, like, is he expecting to fix everything in a few weeks with the notebook? I don't know. Like, is there a timeline we haven't heard yet?
Also, like, she can't cancel her lease, right? She just
I don't know.
Took her stuff. I was thinking about that too on my second reread. I was like, did she cancel her lease and she just took all of her stuff, or did she just take her stuff and she's just hiding out for a while? So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is just clearly it's temporary, but like how long of a temporary?
Mm-hmm. And she's just having like hopeful thinking that it'll all be resolved in a few weeks somehow.
Right. So yeah, she's thinking this is where I'll be staying for the next few weeks. Then we create this panel of Quincy. Oh, my back. And then Poppy's going, shoot, sorry, I'll do it. What happened to your back? Are you okay? No, it's fine. I can manage a few little boxes. It's just an old rugby injury. But is it though, Quincy?
I know. Or is it an injury with the toy from Tokyo?
I think he's thrown out his back other ways. I think he's done way more stuff than just a rugby injury. But anyways, he goes, but God, I should hit the gym again soon. I'm getting stiff and flabby.
Okay, Quincy.
Quincy. There's always that person, perfect abs and perfect skin, and they're like, I look terrible.
Yeah.
I'm so fat and I have so many pimples, and you're like, you're perfect. Shut up.
That reminds me of like
little panel of Poppy's booty, and she goes, huh? And she's wiggle, 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 wiggle with her cute little booty. And she goes, if you're flabby, then does that make me and the rest of the population? And this is the panel that everybody's talking about. We get Quincy with the little blush, and he's clearly checking out the goods. He is very much checking out. But you can go literally draw a line from his eye directly to the line of sight. It is, and he goes, is that a trick question? You're curvy, and he cuts himself off. And then is that where I was supposed to end, Mindy?
We can go a little further.
Okay. And then he goes, he's just, he's losing it. And she goes, Quincy, she's very worried. He's red in the face. He looks like he's about to drop those boxes. He's having an attack of some sort. Quincy, are you okay? I'm fine, just a dust allergy. Nothing to see here. Cough, cough, cough. And then Poppy, I don't think she's believing it. She goes, what? Just an allergy? You were coughing your lungs out. Do you need to get Tora here? I love that she thought that maybe Tora could like help in this.
Tora the medic.
And he goes, oh, please don't. It's just a trivial little thing. Heart emoji, heart.
Double heart, many
exclamation points. Yeah, just a trivial little thing, Miss Editor.
So let's discuss what is going on in Quincy's mind.
I mean, we had a look in, was it the last episode? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there was a big debate. There was a big debate in the comments and the Patreon. And I mean, I noticed that look. I was like, oh, I don't know. Is he like, it was almost this look in the last episode of him actually like seeing her for the first time. Like, you know, that he loves Poppy and he has a good relationship with Poppy. He's friendly with Poppy, but that was the first time where it's like almost the veil is lifted and he really sees her. Mm-hmm. With that little blush. And then him checking her out was just another like basically oh shit moment for him.
Mm-hmm. With Tora was also like dazed by her booty a few episodes ago in the play.
I'm dazed by her booty. She's perfect. She
just has people falling at their feet for the booty.
At their feet. The girl's got it going on. She really does.
To do a total aside, so I started going to the gym lately. And I discovered, I used to get really bored, like we're working out. But I discovered that if I take my phone with me, I could be on like the elliptical or the treadmill for a really long time because I'm like stuck to my phone, right? And then I'm like, so I'm on it like I go on for a really long time. Sometimes watch movies, I catch up on messages, I do Duolingo. And then I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, my booty has gotten very developed. And I'm like, okay.
That's what we want.
All of a sudden.
Right. And like, it was not like that before.
I know what you're doing on the elliptical, Mandy. You're on the PH Discord. You're catching up.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right. Exactly. I was on it for 2 hours catching up. Like,
I could not even catch up. I mean, that's a different podcast, but I gave up. I tried.
So this is, by the way, I have to say, it combines two of my like, because I find the gym very boring. Like I really don't like, I enjoy the feeling of going to the gym, but I'm very bored. So like, and I feel guilty. If I would spend 2 hours sitting in my bed, like reading the Discord, I would feel like guilty, like I'm wasting my time. So this is perfect. It's like I can do the things I want to do and go to the gym. It's just great.
Yeah, you can usually listen to my podcast on the treadmill. That's what I usually do. And then where do you want me to end, Mindy?
Yeah, I guess I'll take over. But I have to say about the fact that Quincy coughs. So I'll tell you how I think of it now. I'm curious what you think. I think that he's like, oh my gosh, I cannot be having these feelings. She's Tora's girl.
Yeah.
This is inappropriate. I can't be doing this. Like, I get this out of my mind.
Did you? Okay, I know that you commented on the Patreon, Mindy, because before the podcast, I was rereading, and somebody commented on Patreon, Quincy's choking on his loyalty.
Yes.
And then Lily herself responded and said, among other things, jokes on.
Yes, it's great.
Oh, Quincy.
Love her mind.
She's oh gosh. I just get her in so many ways. But no, I mean, I think he freaked out. Like, yeah, I mean, jokes aside, I think the Patreon comment was accurate. I think he's literally choking on his loyalty. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This is my booze girl. I've been their hype man and their wingman for this entirety of this webtoon.
Like he has been steering the ship this entire time.
Yes, he has literally been the captain of this ship.
And like even when I don't know, like they have an interest. Poppy and Quincy have an interesting chemistry, I think, because like even when he's calling her like Curvy and he's blushing, it almost still feels like this really strong like platonic bestie energy almost. You know, like he's building and lifting her up in the same way he does to Tora, like constantly calling Tora handsome.
I get gay best friend vibes from
you
Quincy.
know. Yeah. And I mean, I know the other theory is that, you know, maybe Quincy and Poppy are cousins or somehow related. And I don't know if I buy that, but I do think they have like a familial energy between them, you know, where they're both kind of like these rays of sunshine, especially in Tora's life. You know, and I don't know, like Quincy's just, he's Tora's best friend. So I don't know if I would see him going there, you know?
But it would be a lot of great drama if he felt feelings.
So much drama.
Yes.
Lily herself said this was originally supposed to be a love triangle with Quincy, and not that I think it's going that direction, but the fact that we're getting the breadcrumb of it, just like feeds me. I'm living for it.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think there'll be some level of conflict, especially, which I think this has been theorized before, if they're, you know, Vincent or Goa or someone tries to set up like a mafia marriage between the two of them, right? Because that's typical in mafia clans, and Quincy's there, and Poppy says she, you know, at some point says she's in the clan. We don't know what she's talking about yet, but like, I mean, an arranged marriage could be in the cards.
I just think that it's a really good plot device for Tora to be feeling some jealousy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because nothing makes a man realize what he's lost or how much he's fucked up than another man coming in to mac on his girl.
I mean, I hate jealousy in real life, but then in this comic, I'm like, give me all the jealousy, give me all the angst and drama.
In the webtoon, give me all the jealousy, give me all the love triangles. I want all the angst. I want, give me all of it in webtoon.
I want all the angsty like stares, you know.
Exactly. But no, there's nothing like realizing what you've done or how you've messed up or what you need to do. Then you're like, oh man, okay, there's another, because Tora doesn't have a lot of competition, let's be honest. Like he is so fine. He everywhere, every room he goes to, the ladies are on him, the eyes are on him, the dudes are on him. Everybody wants to be him, everybody wants to be with him. There's never really been a lot of competition. He's never had to even have competition for a girl, even with Poppy. And so for there to be a very slight inkling of maybe some competition with Quincy, I don't know. I think it might be good for him. He's had to rely on his looks for too long.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not that Quincy's bad to look at. Gosh, I mean,
yeah, that too.
What an awful alternative, Poppy. Quincy.
Yeah. He's definitely pretty. Yeah. So, he's like, no. And she's like, okay, then. Well, thanks for putting up with me on such short notice. This place is huge. He's like, it isn't the biggest, but it's not too shabby. Like, okay, a rich boy. Like,
I know, like the wealth is showing right now.
He's like, it's not that bad.
Yeah. As if it's not like 20 times the size of Poppy's apartment in Erdene City.
Hey guys, sorry, I gotta step away for just 1 second. I'll be right back.
So now he's mumbling. So which one's the main door? They're carrying the boxes in. And he says, I think this one, come along, Miss Editor. And she's like, wait a second. This manor belongs to you, right?
Yeah, because she's like, wait, you don't know where the doors are?
Oh, right. Yes, I know. I didn't connect that. And she's like, it can't be your family since that's who I'm hiding from. Neither is this some commercial lodging because I'm supposed to be out of sight for now, right? I mean, it's not that I'm being paranoid or anything. Oh, maybe it's your friend's place. Someone who's safe-ish.
Like it feels like she already knows. She already knows the answer, you know. And she's talking a mile a minute, stuttering. She's getting nervous, but she already knows, I think, who the compound belongs to.
Right. She's trying to come up with any alternative.
Yeah.
To admit the truth.
Except the one.
Yep. And, she stopped moving and Quincy stops, looks at her intently, very intently. Like I think he understands her panic and what's going on in her brain. And she's just ba-dumping. It's gone dark again behind her. Very concerned look on her face. And then we see, he's like, well, if you really must know. Tora slides the door, opens the house door. And he's like, oh, Quince, Quincy starts smiling, which is, I think, a little devilish grin.
Again, he's steering the ship. I mean, yeah.
It belongs. And Tora's standing there, hands on his hips. He's like, hot water's up because he is taking care of them as a host.
Dad vibes right now.
This guy. Right? Yeah, very gracious. Ta-da! And there's Tora looking very like a hulking, sulking presence. And he's like, so guess you're not wrong to say that it's my friends. And he's just not saying anything, but it does mean that he's your host. Poppy looks extremely concerned. So maybe you could consider exchanging a few words with, but Tora has like yeeted himself out of there because he's embarrassed. Yeah, he's I mean, he's basically like, Quincy is pleading for Poppy to talk to him, and Tora's like, I'm not sticking around for this. Like, I'm not debasing myself while like he's begging her to talk to me.
Yeah, and I mean, I was wondering, like, when Tora tells Quincy that, you know, hot water's up, is he telling that to Quincy to like relay that info to Poppy because they're not speaking? Or I was wondering, like, who is staying in this compound? Is it just Poppy, or is Quincy staying with Poppy as like a vacation?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
it was the three of them.
Is Tora staying? I don't know.
Well, I was thinking, I was like,
Tora has to say Quincy can't drive.
Can't drive well. But I think Quincy has to stay there for this drama to develop. That's my theory.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Can Tora really stay so far away from like Vincent in Narran City? I don't know.
I mean, I think so, because it seems like Quincy does his own thing anyways.
Okay. So I think like maybe bodyguard cover, you know?
Yeah, maybe he's taking a little seaside trip to get inspiration for a new somebody pirate book or whatever he's working on.
Who does he need to be next with him? I mean, to guide him with his writing. Poppy, his editor. And I think Tora's going to be going to look for Gil while he leaves Poppy there.
Oh.
So yeah, Quincy and Poppy have time to get close.
That's a good point.
Not there. So Poppy drops the box. She looks down. She looks I don't know. She looks sad. Like, what's that look? She asks him, she's like, oh, you know, is it okay if I take a walk around the compound? And Quincy's like, please feel free to. And he looks very concerned for her and, you know, distressed. So I don't know. What do you think Poppy's reaction means? Like, what is she thinking and feeling?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe just her feelings are kind of all over the place now. And, you know, she was trying to get away from Tora. And now maybe she's like, oh, now I'm staying, you know, in his compound here. And also they didn't really tell her that it was, you know, his place. So even though it's gigantic and beautiful, she's still kind of like, I don't know, she'll still be stuck in this walled mansion almost, you know? I don't know.
I just think that she wants some place that's neutral. I mean, we know the place is supposed to be clan neutral, but I think she wants a place that's neutral where she can clear her head and not feel the fact that it's Tora's place and she's staying at Tora's place. I mean, again, she's indebted to Tora. Like, Tora saved her from the burglar. Like, Tora has swooped in so many times to do things for her, to save her from things. And I think she's just kind of like, screw it, let me be mad. I just want my own little like neutral space, and now you're letting me stay in your huge manor, and I'm gonna have to feel indebted to you again.
Yeah, it feels like she's losing, like maybe she feels that she's losing her agency, and so the silent treatment is also her way of like reclaiming, you know, her agency in her space in that way.
Poor girl. Bad for her. I mean, if there's anything I hate, is losing independence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Poor girl. And I appreciate also that Quincy's worried for her. You know, he's a good guy. He has a good heart. And like that face.
He's a sweetie pie.
And now we end off with something very intriguing. We have a little flashback. We see their van going away from the gas station, and we see that view of it going away, and we hear, Mom, let's go. Hurry, the petting zoo closes in an hour. And then we see Inspector Lane with two little cute kids and looking extremely shocked and thinking, are my eyes playing tricks on me?
Oh, she noticed the van.
He's returned.
I think she noticed, like, Tora, Poppy, whatever. Yeah.
She got good eyesight if she noticed them through the van.
Well, maybe she saw them as they, got into the van or something, or the windows or something.
Oh yeah, maybe like from the gas station or something. But Inspector Lane returns. We have Goa. We have Lane. Who are we gonna get next? Goliath.
What? Oh, please! I'd love to see him.
We better get Goliath.
Like everything that was set up almost in like the first 5 episodes. Is
Literally,
coming back
it's
now,
been
full
90
circle.
episodes since
Yeah.
we've seen any of these people.
Right? It's true.
Who else showed up in the first 5 episodes? They're all coming back.
The rock that Poppy like tripped her motorcycle on, that's coming back.
The shoe's gonna come back.
She's coming back.
I am excited. With Lane. I want to see what she does. I want to see what her relationship with Tora is. She seems like a cool lady, and I'm excited. I'm happy about it.
No, Lane looks like a super cool character. I can't wait to explore this more.
Right. I mean, we know she called Tora, when they were at Alice's and he didn't pick up. But did he possibly call her back at a later moment that we haven't seen? I don't know.
So, have y'all heard this theory that Lane is
Hugh's sister?
Hugh's sister?
Oh, yes.
or something, but they don't really look anything alike. So, I mean, they could be half, she could be
Maybe like
adopted or something like that. So, I don't know.
My parents look very different, and literally half my siblings look like my dad, and half my mom is short and dark everything, and my dad is normal height, white, and I look like my dad. So basically, 2 of my brothers are very dark, 2 of us are light, and the third one's kind of split in the middle. So yeah.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's a good theory. But then I was also reading this really good theory that possibly Joe and Lane used to be partners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but
I never thought about that either. And then
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, I think it's a super great.
Like now that I'm thinking about it, I see it.
I was like, why did I never put this together? Because Lane was in an episode 9.
He's in episode 3.
And I think it's a really cool way to reintroduce like basically Tora's, like basically somebody was looking out for Tora, right? Like somebody who was close to Joe and maybe like kept an eye out for Tora, like maybe promised Joe.
Yeah. I think that
like,
makes sense.
hey, I'll look out for Tora as he,
I mean, what would be really sad is if they were married and now she's raising the kids alone because Joe died.
Oh, that would be really sad.
My heart's like already breaking at the possibility of that.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, maybe she can get happily remarried to some other character.
Okay, so why do we think she's in Felicia Bay?
Maybe she lives there. I don't know. Well, no, because she seems like she worked in Erdene, right? Maybe
Yeah.
She's conditioning.
I mean, her kids say something like, "Oh, what? Hurry! The petting zoo closes in an hour." Maybe she's just like taking her kids on a little trip, and then she sees this van.
That's what it seems like. Because okay, so wasn't she in Moonbright when Poppy reported?
No, it was in Erdene.
Yeah, that was back in
Was it
Erdene.
Erdene? Okay, I couldn't remember if it was in Moonbright or Erdene. That would make more sense. But yeah, maybe she's just on a vacation with her kids and she's
Tora's about to get more phone calls from her, maybe.
They're very cute kids. They're really cute.
I know, their little one tooth.
Yeah.
They're very cute. I don't know, guys. Maybe we'll get
I also, like,
Goliath.
I have so many questions about the compound that Tora bought.
I have so many questions. I have a list of questions. What are your questions?
Like, I wonder inside, like the aesthetic inside, is it cozy? Is it more like a work in progress where, he's been building up almost like
it's a dump, it's a fixer upper, but
like almost like he's building up his dream home for like an aspirational future outside of the clan. Like this is something that Vincent can't really touch, because in Naren City, Vincent has made it pretty clear that like he owns Tora's attention, time, body, life, whatever. Like he owns Tora. But this is more of a place maybe where Tora, like the mafia can't really touch it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it is also the matter of like, obviously he has enough money to purchase such a large place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but did he purchase it or has it been handed down to him through the generations because he's related?
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Is he back to his ancestral land?
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's been handed down. I don't know, but a part of me is like, well, he was an orphan, but I mean, he still like kind of knew who his parents were. It's not like he's an orphan who had no idea who his parents were. So maybe there was some legally binding paperwork or something where he found out that this was actually his estate or his lineage.
Maybe Quincy gave him a present.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to do a favor for him and give him like a place where he could go in, unwind, like a neutral place, and maybe Quincy gave him a present.
I don't see Tora buying such a big estate though.
Right.
I don't know. That's
see him. That's
Oh,
why
go ahead.
it must be in his family, just because I don't see him. He has like, especially before Poppy, like he's had such a poor view of himself and his future. I don't imagine him ever buying an estate like this and thinking like, I'm gonna get married and have a bunch of children and have my own estate and retire to a clan neutral and give up the clan and live by the seaside. I just don't see that happening. I feel like it must have been through like basically given through familial possession or gifted by Quincy or somebody. I just don't see him. Maybe he did. I just don't know. I don't see him buying that.
Do we think he sleeps in a bed, or does he sleep on the floor in this compound?
Well, we're definitely not getting the one bed trope in a place.
No. There are many beds. This
mean,
is the many bed night.
he probably feels more secure in this town than he does in his apartment, right?
So maybe he will sleep in a bed.
Also, like, I was under the impression Tora hadn't gone to the beach, or like it was a place that he wanted to go to, but he never had the opportunity. But now I'm wondering, I mean, has he been able to go to the beach since his compound is here?
Good point, right?
I know, that's a good question too. Like, is this his, like we knew he liked the beach as a kid, but is this one of his like favorite places to go? Does he go somewhere frequently?
Yeah. And I mean, if he has gone as an adult, I think it makes his ask of Poppy, you know, to come to the beach with him even more like, you know, I don't know, like cute and sentimental, because it's like now he wanted a partner to, you know, enjoy the beach with, and he wants to bring his partner to the beach and his compound, you know.
Oh, I also got the impression that he hasn't gone, but yeah, good point. If he has this place,
well, he hasn't been there in a while. If he's just not turning the water on.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, I thought he meant hot water for like tea. But he has.
Oh, see, I didn't read it that way. I read it as him like turning everything on. But I mean,
yeah, I mean that makes more sense for his character. I feel like he would not know how to offer people like, here's tea and cookies, you know, tea and stones.
Like, here's a beer.
Right.
I'm just so curious about this compound. I mean, that was a curveball. The underground was a curveball. The mansion's a curveball. Tora, we just don't know a lot about him. I keep forgetting that. We really don't know very much. We still don't know his last name. Does he have a last name?
Right, that's a good point.
Is Tora his real name?
I mean, there's even so much about Poppy we don't know, where they're the main characters and they still have all like these dimensions to them that we don't know about.
No idea.
Yeah. I mean, Poppy's I'm in the mafia comment.
Oh my god, that's still no answer on that.
We still don't know.
Well, I have do you guys want to do a bonus question concerning the compound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Thank you so much to my current patrons: Susie, Lady Libras, Lily, Jenny, Haley, Molly, Veronica, Emily, Joe, Rochelle, Saucy Puggles, Meg, Anne Rose, Priya, Alexa, Misty, Joanne, Hattie, Imelda, Esther, I'm watching you people, Tori's, Poppy, Steve, Marie, Emily, Jane, Jen, Aaron, Kay, Lily, Becca, Miranda, Christine, Sadie, Kelly, Danielle, Teresa, Miss Nostalgia, and Kaylee. Your support is truly appreciated.